Hello, everyone. My name is Jess, aka the Rock and Roll Ritualist, and you are listening to Heavy Mental Breakdown.
So, Jess, I'm just going to be honest with you. I find you a little fascinating.
Oh, okay.
So, I want to know all of the things,
All of the
all of
things.
the, all of the things about all of the things.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it seems like you're doing something really cool and unique in this crazy rock space.
Yeah.
But I want to start from the beginning. I want to start from the very beginning. Jess, who
Okay.
are you? Where are you from? And yeah, why? What made you want to get in? Before we get into what you do, what has kind of built you to where you're at now?
Shoot, that's a. How much time do you have? um.
I just wrapped it.
So,
I just wrapped the interview. I'm good all night, my friend.
um. So I am originally from Ohio. I live in Tennessee currently.
Well, the
Uh,
part of Ohio.
I was born in Dayton, but lived in Columbus for about 10 years and then moved.
Mm.
I've been here for almost 2 years now. Here and now.
Gotcha.
So. Yeah.
Ohio is fun. I've been to Cincinnati and Columbus. I actually really liked Columbus a lot. They have a great music scene out in Columbus.
They do
And
very
and in
well.
Cleveland. And in Cleveland.
Yeah,
It's
Cleveland too.
yeah.
Yeah, Dayton
It's
is it's up and coming. They're definitely putting a lot of the effort into rebuilding. It kind of went
yeah.
through a rough spot there for a little bit,
Yeah.
but
And especially with the
coming
Rock
up.
and Roll Hall of Fame being in Cleveland, it just felt like a rock and roll place to be. I've always
Yes.
loved the vibe in Ohio.
You can
But
feel it. There's an
yeah,
energy.
for sure.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
always feel energies of places when I go, and
Me too.
Cleveland was one of them. I'm just like, this place is sick.
It's buzzing. Yeah.
Anyway, all right,
I love
but
that.
you live in Nashville now, and there's a lot of music coming out of there too. So
Oh yeah, there's a crap ton. All for it. From every which direction. It's
right,
kind of it can be overwhelming, but also really, really cool. Like the again, the with the energy, like it's just everywhere. It's swirling and you're just like, oh, like I pop out of like certain clients' homes that I work with, and I'm like, how is this my life? Like I would have never imagined having a day. And then I like pop over to like something so boring and mundane and like rolling over like 150 potholes on the highway trying to get back to my apartment. I'm like, this is such a weird concept of a
right,
city.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I originally got my esthetician's license, which means I did facials and waxing and relaxation massage and all that stuff. Started my own business in in Columbus. And then I worked in plastic surgery for a little bit. I worked in an Ayurvedic spa for a little bit, so I learned the like medical side of things, the holistic side of things, and then saw all the holes where I was like, this is messed up.
Mm.
Why are we telling clients this? This is a lie. I hate selling to people. Like, I'm not going to try to reach these stupid sales goals if they can't afford it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just gave me the ick.
Yeah. I
Um,
get it. I get it.
yeah. And then my friend who I had worked with decided to start an aesthetic school. Now, most aesthetic schools will just try to push you through just to get through state board and then give you your license. And then they're like, all right, good luck. And you're like, what the hell? I have no idea what I'm doing. There's no like guidance whatsoever.
Yeah.
So she started a school. We did it differently.
That's what
And
makes it fun, though, right?
yeah, yeah, you get to make your own.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we taught everything instead of like nickel and diming every single client or every single student that was going through there. Any other additional things they wanted to learn out of what was required for state board, we included it in their schooling. So as soon as they left, they even had business education, like how to start their own business. Um, we brought in different professionals from different fields within the industry to get them launched. And anyways, I've been managing, coaching, teaching my entire adult life. So this was another kind of kick on my box, to be able to teach
Mhm.
something else that I felt like I had pretty well grasped. Um, then decided to move to Nashville. My boyfriend's in the music industry, so it just made more sense for us to be closer to where all the magic is happening.
Sure.
And but before we moved, I had started my own space. And I remember I was in my little studio and I was sitting there and I was like, I really want to work with people like in the music industry. Like, who takes care of them
Mm,
before they go on tour, during tour, after tour? Like,
mm.
do they have people? I know there's like makeup artists and hairstylists that will travel around, but I literally like specifically had this question. Who waxes Lizzie Hale's eyebrows before she goes on tour? Like, I don't know, I was specifically Lizzie Hale, but I was like, who
Yeah.
takes care of the women?
Well,
You know what
because
I
she's
mean?
fucking
Like,
awesome. That's why you think of Lizzie Hale. There's no other reason than that.
yeah. And I was just like, there's gotta be a way to go take care of people. And I had no concept whatsoever, other than going to all the shows I could possibly go to. I had no concept of what happened behind the scenes. So I went to a meet and greet for an artist and gave them goodie bags. I put together skincare products and my business card. I wrote them a letter. I was like,
Cool.
I'm just gonna put it out there and see what happens. I
Yeah.
know I totally pulled a fangirl moment, and I was like, whatever,
Yeah. No, it's fine.
fine.
Yeah.
Um, and so I handed it to the singer, and I was like, hey. I just wanted to give this to you. I'm an esthetician, and I also packed everything in my car. So if you want a service like before or after the show, let me know. And he was like, all right, cool. And then I was like, whatever, he's busy, he's got stuff to do, it's no big deal. Hand him the stuff, gave him my card, which had my Instagram on it. So I was proud of myself for the moment, right? And I was like, whatever.
That's networking at its finest.
Yeah. And I went straight to the bar, got checked into the freaking venue, went straight to the bar and had a double. And I don't sleep that much. And I had
You celebrated then.
yes, yes. I was proud of myself.
As
And I
you
went
should be.
straight to the bar. Yeah, yeah.
You put yourself in that position and you made it work because of your decision and what you did. It was nothing was handed to you. You went and got it in front of them and
Yeah. It
you
was
gambled on yourself that night. You gambled on
yeah.
yourself and won that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to the bar, hadn't eaten anything all day because I was nervous, and sat at the bar, ordered a double. I'm like halfway through it. I was chatting with this other girl that went to the show by herself too. And then all of a sudden I get a message from the lead singer. And he's like, hey, is the offer for that still on the table? And I was like, what? So I'm like, I'm drunk. I don't like, how do I shit? You know what I mean? So I was like
Yeah.
freaking out. But anyways, he was like, I'll give you my tour manager's information and we will just meet us over by the buses. I'm like, I don't even know where the buses park. Like, I'm sprinting to my car to get my stuff out, right? And I'm like trying to talk to the girl at the door, like, the singer of this band says that I can come backstage. And she's like, I can't help you. And I'm like, I don't know where to go. I was like freaking out. So, anyways, I get back there, I work on him. I get to meet everybody, their driver, their tour manager, like everyone was so nice. I got to watch the show from side stage, and then hang out with them afterwards. And I was just like, this is literally what I'm meant to do. Like, I
Yep.
know I'm supposed to be here. This feels so good. And it was my way of like just being able to give back to the artists and their music. And, they're pouring their heart out on stage for all of us based off of typically heartbreak, trauma, grief, whatever frustrations they're feeling. So it's my way to be able to like give back and take care of them. So I've been doing it now for 4.5 years, going on 5. And I've worked on artists like I literally, there's one I cannot say, but I would have never imagined, never imagined getting this gig. And
It just takes one person to say yes, I'll try it. And then it just
yeah,
leads to who knows where it's gonna go.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have such a special place in my heart for him because he took that chance. I mean, I'm a random chick who's like, hey, yeah, I rub faces for a living. And he's like, all right, cool, let's do it.
I
And
got stuff in the back of my car. Let me show you.
that's so sketchy. That's so sketchy.
I got some for you. Let's go back here and see it.
Like, we're just one step above like a guy in a van with a bag of candy. You know what I mean? Like, so creepy when you think about it. Oh my God. But yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, so I have a special place in my heart for him, and yeah, I've been working on them for a few years now. And yeah, once you get hooked up with certain people, then you just get, hey, I've got it's like getting a gig. Like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want this tour? Or hey, are you available this time? And I get messages constantly. I've had a couple bands try to get me on their tours overseas, and I'm like, please, that would be
Wow.
amazing.
Wow. So it's like
Uh,
you found kind of like your calling in a way.
yeah.
And it's like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I like that.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
cool.
you.
Because a lot of times, people try to figure their lives out. And I think the more you think about it, you block yourself from like feeling the things that are around you and you might miss it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like for example, like if you didn't go to that thing that night, who
Yeah.
knows if you would have even been doing it?
Oh my, that just gave me full body chills. Yeah, there's moments like that where you literally and you have to get comfortable like putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Even if
I
like
really
that's
do.
what I had to make peace with was the rejection. Like
Yeah.
he's not a bad person, but what if he takes the bag, throws it in the trash, and is like, fuck you? Then
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm at
Why
peace.
do we do
I'm gonna
that?
go
Why
to
do we
therapy.
always think of like the absolute worst thing? He's gonna
Yeah.
he's gonna throw it in the trash. Why do we do that to ourselves, Jess?
I I definitely think it's rooted in not that everything goes back to trauma, but like there's definitely things that
A lot
happen in your
does.
life. A
Yeah,
lot does. There's
for
definitely
sure.
some moments that could trigger that. I know for me, I definitely had a fear of rejection. I still have moments where I work through that, but it definitely, you tell that fear to like kick rocks every time that you take that step forward. And that's where I
Yeah.
was like, even if he does this, I'm at peace. I'm not going to think anything different. Sometimes rock stars are rock stars and they're overwhelmed. And you obviously too, like now that I've seen a lot more, they get bombarded from, handshakes with people that they need to handshake with after the show and interviews afterwards are like, you know, it's like a guy playing a game and they just won and he's like out of breath and they're like, how do you feel? I'm like,
Yeah, you
tired
can't
and
even breathe.
exhausted. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But see,
Well,
they have such a good sport about it every time. And I just have such mad respect for them because they still give and give and give. So
wow.
it's beautiful.
Um, the one thing we haven't gone over yet is when you say things like "I work on him." What do you actually? So for anybody who doesn't know anything about you, what is it that you do, and what do you mean by when you work on someone? Tell us
Yeah.
what that is.
So great question. Um, so I was an esthetician. I still am licensed, but I'm not a practicing esthetician anymore. So I was doing facials, relaxation massage, and like scalp massage. I've since now kind of changed that and altered it to where it's more of a sound healing experience. I use tuning forks, I do sound bowls. Uh, I've created certain rituals and ceremonies. So I've kind of gotten from where I believe the skincare industry has gotten away from is turning it back into a ceremonial ritual where you are honoring your physical vessel. You are taking the time to work on your mind body connection. And a lot of times, too, people that are in the music industry are having a hard time finding time to be able to decompress. So I was doing facials, I was doing massage. Um, Now it's more of a, I don't want to say spiritual experience, just more of a sound healing ceremony that I provide now. So, they're around loud noises, lots of um, bombardment when it comes to, things on the walkie coming through that they need to take care of, or no time to sleep, no time to rest. And I just provide now a small space for them to be able to decompress and kind of realign everything. So
Step away from the madness for a couple minutes.
yeah, yeah. And sometimes it is funny because there is a little brief moment where it's quiet post sound check and before the doors open, but then it's like the chaos kicks in and you've got house music playing and you hear the crowd coming through and it's just like, well, you had 5 minutes.
For sure.
You had five
Um,
minutes of peace and quiet.
so I guess you've kind of answered this throughout the interview. I've been like taking notes on things that you've said,
Right.
but why do you do this? You know, it seems like everything you've done in the past it's kind of similar, but like this seems like it's little further from what you usually have done for your career, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you did all this and then you stepped away from all that and you kind of like gambled on yourself with this.
Yeah.
When when someone does that, that means they're truly passionate about everything that is going on there. Why was that like spiritual ritual ceremony thing so important for you to give back?
So I came from many industries, including the aesthetics industry, where it was very much a turn and burn service. I was also in the restaurant industry, customer service, everything's like, hurry up, get it done, on to the next. And
Yeah.
when I was working on clients before I had started, well, before and during my the operation of my aesthetics business, I started when I was massaging client spaces, they started to have emotional releases. And
Hmm.
I was like, "Holy crap, like, you had like, a trapped emotion in your face." So then I started looking at somatics and, like, the healing power of your hands and just literally just holding space for people. I had so many people unraveling on my table when I worked for certain companies, and because I had a client immediately after, because it was a turn and burn service, I got someone crying on my table because they finally felt safe enough to express whatever emotion was trapped, which was grief, suppressed anger or frustration that came out in the form of sadness. And then at that time, I'm just like, all right, well, hurry up, have a good day. You know what I mean? Like now I got to shoo them out the door and they're walking outside like, what the hell just happened? There's no one there to like hold their hand and be like, hey, are you okay? Like, is there anything
It
you
was
want to talk
that
about?
powerful to them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that's when I really realized, like, okay, I do have a gift. I want to be able to help people. I want the services that I provide to be not rushed. I always had extra time after in case I ran over because they were having emotional releases. And it really just turned into understanding how to hold space for people without absorbing their emotions into myself. I'm very much a huge empath. So I had
Yeah.
to
No, I
learn.
definitely know that.
Yeah. I had to
Yeah.
definitely learn how to clear my energy and then be able to hold space for other people and not take it on as my own.
Right.
Um, and
Which is
so
very difficult for an empath, by the way. That's not an easy thing.
no, and I definitely feel I have my moments where I'm like, I'm feeling an emotion and it's not mine because I don't know where it's
Right.
coming from.
Yeah.
But that's what also turned me more onto the spiritual realm of things where I was like, okay. And I had gone through my own spiritual journey a few years back, started. I went through a huge tower moment, lost everything twice. Um, Literally just got raked over the coals and I learned what I was made of. That's for damn
That
sure.
was my exact situation too.
Really?
I attempted suicide a couple years ago.
Oh no.
And that entire journey, well, not a couple of years ago, and it's a little longer than that now. I think 4 years ago. I don't know about that.
Well, I'm
But
glad you're
that,
here.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
But from that rock bottom to where I'm at now, I learned so much about myself.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, in a way, glad that that all happened. In the
Yeah.
moment, I was broken,
Yeah.
didn't care about anything.
Yeah.
In that moment, it's really hard to see it. But when you can look back on it, so like I know exactly what you're talking about. And what I was going to what I've been writing is it seems like every career path that you've gone down is about helping people.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And
And then,
that's how I knew you were an empath. And I knew right away, I was like, when you combine something that you're passionate about, such as music, and
yeah.
then a spiritual side of it. I know you didn't want to call it that, but that's 100% what I want to call it. It's totally spiritual experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And even that was the thing that really hit the core for me growing up, because I was told constantly, like, again, the music you listen to is too angry and it's worshiping the devil and you're like surrounding yourself with like demons and shit like that. I'm just like, they're literally the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like mudslides at festivals or people are like just being kids again. And
Yeah.
it's such a
Yeah.
beautiful experience, but it was my way. Music was my way of dealing with my emotions. I put my headphones on and I could feel, that 17-second scream from Chester Bennington during Given Up. They were screaming for me.
He's always here with me. That's him right there.
Oh, is it
That's
really?
Chester Bennington right there. Yeah.
Oh,
He's always here with me. And
yeah.
I got this in honor of him. So
Ooh.
he's always with me.
They were my first band. My friend Kyle burned me the CD back in the day. And that was
Nice.
like
Yeah.
my first real like rock experience and I latched on hard. I was like, "Oh my God, it's like they know how I feel."
Yeah, it was pretty much when they came out was my introduction. It was my introduction to heavier music. I
Yeah.
was a big fan of like my first ever concert was Hanson, and
Nice.
I love that. Every
Yeah.
when I talk to metalheads, like, oh, my first show was Metallica or whatever. I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, whatever, guys. My first show was Hanson, and that show fucking ruled.
Dude, I was obsessed with NSYNC. NSYNC and Christina Aguilera. Like I was
Yeah.
obsessed with both of them. So yeah, I feel you.
Good times. Good times. Um, but yeah, sorry if I interrupted anything. I was, we were just basically talking about empathy and how we carry it, and you've kind of, would you say you found your purpose?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, cool. I asked that because this podcast wouldn't exist if it wasn't for my previous thing, my previous dark times, and
Yeah.
I feel like doing this, I found my purpose. Like I don't want to do anything else.
I love that. Well,
I
what you're
just
doing too
Yeah.
is so important. Like touching on the fact that mental health is so, so important and often overlooked, especially in the music industry for those professionals. And yeah, I think it's amazing what you're doing.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
that. I don't know if you knew that I did this, just because I've been kind of mixing things lately, but my usual interview is I'll bring a band on, and before they come on, I tell them pick a song that means the most to you,
Ooh,
that you have a good story with, and let's break down those lyrics. That's where the breakdown part came from.
I
In the
love.
podcast, like, let's break down these lyrics, and so we will listen to the song together, and then I'll pause it, and we'll like go over that verse and the chorus, and then we'll listen to it all the way through, and I will literally pull out like words. I'm like, why did you say this word when this sentence? Why did you do that?
That's amazing.
I'm so annoying on these interviews, but I'm just like,
No,
why
that's
did
not
you
at
do
all.
this? Why did you do that?
I think that's awesome because a lot of songs too are written to be very broad
Sure.
so that
Yeah.
a lot of people can relate no matter what they're going through. But I like that you're asking them exactly why they wrote it. Like, what was the meaning behind it?
And it's a lot harder for people to do emotionally, to talk about these lyrics and go back to that time than they think it might be.
Yeah. And think about too, like, this is all the random stuff that goes through my mind. It's like someone writes a song of when they're going through a breakup and it becomes a hit. And now every show for the next, like, however many years, they're now playing that. And whether they either tune out emotionally while they're doing it, which I would assume happens a lot, once you get to a certain point where you're just like, whatever, it doesn't matter anymore.
You're
But
playing
like,
it every night. You're sick of it.
yeah. but I am always like, I wonder if it pulls on a heartstring a little bit when they continuously have to kind of relive that emotion while they're singing that to the crowd. I mean, think of bands that have been around for like 30, 40 years and they're still singing those same songs. I'm like, does that still kind of sting a little bit? You know what I mean? Or is that like, again, do you kind of just like numb out now that we're kind of past that?
Well, I have an example for you that is exactly what you're talking about. I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't, I'll send you the link later, but
Okay.
it's Corey Taylor and he is performing an acoustic version of Snuff. You're nodding your head as if you've seen it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. So
That
my
was
boyfriend actually
rough.
texted for him.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he teched for the he got to do 2 tours, I think, with Corey.
That's
Super nice
awesome.
guy. I got to meet him,
No, he
that blew
seems
my
like it.
mind.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. Yeah.
But his emotion before going into it, I think he even said, no. It was afterwards. He just goes, "That's a tough song," and then I think he even said, "You guys might have to sing it, like help me out or something." Like it was something like that, but
Oh,
it was very emotional, and you can
yeah.
see it in his face. And he had played that song, who knows how many times, but to
Oh,
play it
God,
in like
yeah.
an intimate setting, acoustic.
Yep.
Oh man, you can see it in his eyes, just what
That's
that meant to him.
I love that the emotion is still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that makes me, because do you ever have moments like, and I hope you are like so incredibly proud of yourself for creating this again, like coming, like rising out of the freaking ashes and being like, this will not define me, and I'm gonna create from this. And do you ever like look back and go like, damn, I am so freaking proud of myself?
This might sound sad, but no.
No,
It's hard for me to get there.
that's okay. It's not sad.
And because I've been asked this on the show before, and my answer was, it's funny. There's a quote by Kobe Bryant. And that has always stuck with me. And he was in the championships with the Lakers, and they were they were in the playoffs, so they had to win 4 games. They already won 2. A reporter asked him, "You're up in the series. How do you feel? You guys are doing great." He goes, "Job's not finished."
Yeah.
What do you mean? What am I happy? He's like, "Well, you're up 2-0, so
Yep.
job's not done."
Yep.
And I don't, as so going to basketball, of course, once you get to 4, you win. That is done. But to me, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for music
Yeah.
and
Same.
snuff specifically because my attempt was due to a really bad divorce, and I thought I hated myself. I blamed everything on myself. So to listen to snuff when I was going through that stuff,
Yeah.
it was pretty crazy, and that's what sparked this whole thing because I was like, I want to know more about these lyrics. What does
I love
Corey
that.
mean here?
Yeah.
Like I was listening to it every single night.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I was like YouTubing Corey Taylor breaking down snuff. I'm like, what does he mean?
Yeah.
So
Yep. That's amazing. I have found that for myself too. Like you latch on to certain songs, especially at certain points in your life, and it becomes your way to like self-soothe.
oh yeah.
I went through a really rough situation as well, and my song was I'll Be Okay by Nothing More. And I was like, it was the affirmation that I needed. Like, you're going through a bunch of stuff, but no matter what's happening, I'm gonna be okay. Like, it might be rough, it might suck, I literally want to just give up. But it was such a defining moment, and I would go for drives. Whenever I felt like I was about to lose my shit, I would get in my car, I would roll my windows down, I would blast that song, and I would drive for, like, 45 minutes just
Oh
singing at the top of my lungs
yeah. Yeah.
on repeat, like, over and over again. Because I was like, "I am going to, like, reprogram my brain and my thinking, and I am gonna be okay. And I'm gonna turn this into something that's gonna help other people."
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I did.
Yes. High five.
High five. And and it's tough to say job not done because I don't think like I don't think one person can change the entirety of mental health and rock and roll, and
Right.
there will still be that. So
Oh yeah.
I want to be at a place where I can say, yeah, this is dope. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I just I can't get there. I'm just like there's so many more artists to interview. There's so many more stories to tell. I feel if I
Yeah.
get comfortable here now, I don't know how the rest of this journey will be. I don't know.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a weird kind of battle I play with that.
I feel you. I'm constantly like, yeah, that's cool, but then like moving on to the next. And I've had friends who are like, can you just appreciate what you just did
Yeah.
for like 5 seconds? And I'm like, okay,
You got the
yeah,
5 seconds. After the 5 seconds,
give that to myself. Yes. Yeah. And so I have to have those moments where I'm like, all right, because I get this like sense of urgency, which is still me like deprogramming that like hurry up and get it done right now. Otherwise, you're gonna miss it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's not how this works. This is a whole different way of being. It's a whole different way of taking care of people. I can't show up in that space like frantic and like jittery and full of anxiety when someone is coming to me with all of those feelings. I have to be like cool, calm, collected, and cleared. So it's an interesting space to be in when you're kind of in that interim.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And I don't know yet if it's good or bad. I guess we'll figure it out at some point.
If it makes you happy, then it's good.
It's like I told you. I think I found my purpose.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something actually because I think this ties into a lot of what we are talking about right now. And
Yeah.
you had posted something in your stories today,
Yeah.
talking about the Matrix.
Ooh, yeah. Oh my God, I could talk about this.
So right. So where I'm going with this is I have gone through, and I don't talk about this part of myself to a lot of people because I don't want people to think I'm nuts. But I think you might get me. I
Oh yeah.
feel like I've had this like really wild like spiritual awakening where I just like I look at everything and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yes. You're
None
at
of
the
this makes
matrix.
sense. Like,
Yeah.
why are we doing this? Why are we here? Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of being here? Like, why are we here?
Oh my God.
I don't know. I
How
found
much
myself just
time do you have?
asking these questions. I found myself asking these questions all the time. And the
Yeah.
reason why I wanted to bring it up is because I feel like people who kind of think this way put themselves out more because they're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to like spend my life doing something or 9 to 5 for what?
Yeah.
Because I have to rely on money, reselling our souls here for a job. Like,
Literally.
which prevents people from doing things unique in their own dreams, such as yourself and me. You know,
Yeah.
if I was worried about the corporate life and money and making triple numbers or whatever, I wouldn't be doing this, but I would be making money but not happy.
Exactly. But that's the trait is like it literally sucks the life and the soul right out of you.
It does.
Yeah.
You
I
see, I think all the time, like, what's the purpose here? And if
Yeah.
there's somewhere better, like, why are we here?
Yeah.
I
Oh my
don't know.
God. That's
I don't
so
know.
good. It's so good. It's for me, what I have found is I'm like, how do I wrap this up and not go on for like 6 hours about this? Because this is the stuff that like gets me stoked or I can
Well,
talk.
I also want to let you know I posted today. You should go check it out. I am launching a new uh I don't know how many I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. It's called the Breakdown Files. And conspiracies and the ice wall and the flat earth, it comes up way more often than anybody would think on this podcast. And everybody's been saying,
Yeah.
and because everyone's saying like the same thing as you, well, how much time do we have?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well,
Dude, you call
let's
me.
talk
I will
about it.
talk to you about all of that.
Well, I've already started it. I already filmed one episode. The first episode drops tomorrow.
Yay,
So
that's
I'm
so
already booking
exciting.
with that. But yeah, I'm so passionate about this and so many others are as well. So I'm
Yeah.
giving it its own kind of spotlight, but we're still like connecting it with music and how it affects mental health. And
For sure.
but
I
it's our fun place to let anger out over all the COVID stuff that's coming out,
Oh
or
my God, yeah.
anger with beeps, or just regular day life shit. Let's just talk about it. Talk about the reptilians that are taking over, Jess.
Dude, yeah. They've
They've
from
been
this
here.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. And that's where I went through a point during my spiritual awakening where I was like so angry because I
Still
saw,
there.
yeah, I still have moments where I'm just like, I'm ready to literally get like on a horse and like ride like Mel Gibson or like the Patriot
Just
and
take
like
off
ride
somewhere.
straight into battle because I am like,
Yeah.
I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
That's
think
how
a
I
lot of
feel too.
people are.
Yeah. Everyone's
Um,
questioning everything right now, which I think is amazing.
Me too.
Why do we have to spend our lives working? Why are we paying for water? Like, why do they charge us for water when it's a natural thing?
Yes. Yeah, to literally live on the land. You're nickel and dimed for.
You
Electricity,
cannot
like,
you
the
cannot
fact that you
survive
Nikola
here.
Tesla. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot survive here. Literally cannot survive here if you're not making money and working for somebody.
Yeah. But we
Well,
used
working
to
for
be.
yourself, but they make it very hard to do that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And so
They-
for empaths and people who have this artistic vision, those jobs drain us of everything, of our life.
Yeah. Plus you're holding energetic space for people and learning how to like transmute and work those energies through you. I read a book called Fool's Crow. It is about the Native American shaman from the Blackfoot tribe. And it's this guy wrote the book with his interview with this shaman, and he essentially, the big thing that resonated with me, which I carried over once I made the switch from aesthetics into the spiritual practice, was to be a hollow bone. You got to clear all of your shit out, so you are literally a hollow bone, so whatever pure energy can work through you to take care of other people.
Yeah.
And from what this guy recounted, this shaman literally performed miracle. And that also tied in, I tie a lot of that into my practice as well, because I'm like, we got to get back in tune with nature. We got to get back in tune with our ancestry. Where did we come from?
Yeah.
What did they deal with?
Yeah.
Epigenetics. It got into like quantum mechanics and quantum theory. And I am so far in it.
Yeah.
But I nerd out over the stuff because I'm like, once you realize you can hack the system, it's game over.
It
And
is.
that's
It
when
does
we're
feel
like,
like a
"Fuck
hack.
it." Yeah.
But yeah, but it almost feels like you got to start all over again.
Oh,
So it's
that's the hard part.
right. So there's a weird thing, people who are waking up and people who are getting over this matrix thing, like it is rough. Spiritual awakenings are fucking brutal.
Brutal. I realized a lot of stuff that was passed down genetically. I realized because then you go into like our DNA has been altered over the years based off
Yeah.
the food that we've been eating, the water we're drinking, the air we're breathing. We're not in tune with nature. We're not grounding. We're not breathing properly. I got certified as a breathwork instructor because I was like, I want to learn how to breathe properly. Everyone's sick because we're such shallow breathers.
Mm.
And then you actually learn how to use your diaphragm. You can actually lose weight just by breathing. You can literally lose up to like 2 pounds a year by breathing properly. Like, what the
Never
hell?
knew that.
Yeah, it's insane. You're like, yeah, it's all this stuff. Everything essentially that we were told was a lie.
Yeah.
And like, don't stare at the sun. Actually, you should stare at the sun.
You need it.
Right when you wake up and right before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Your overhead lighting, which I have on right now, which I never do, is horribly bad for you. It messes with your circadian rhythm, which decreases like literally all of your health.
Yep.
Mood lighting, we should not be. Yeah. There's so many things that I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I mean, I'm at a point where I'm like, the moon landing was fake.
yes,
The Earth is flat. The
yeah,
ice wall is covering something.
yes. Oh, the videos are coming out now.
Dragons existed.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard this one. I
Okay.
actually find this one very, very fascinating. And I heard one person say it, and I can't find it anywhere else. And I have not been able to find it since, which I think is very weird. Um, Somebody was saying that mountains are cut off tree trunks from when the giants were around.
Yes. Yep. That one, what is it called? Devil's Tower, I think out in like Nevada or something like that,
Yeah.
or Arizona maybe.
Yeah, around
Yeah.
there.
Tree trunk.
Because there
Absolutely.
were giants. And then you talk about, like, for example, out in Europe, what's it called? The rocks that are stacked upon each other. It's like, oh, what's it called?
Stonehenge?
Stonehenge. Yeah, 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 yeah. People are like, how did this happen? Giants picked it up and put it there. What are you talking about?
Right.
How did this happen?
Right.
I don't
Same with
know.
the
I don't know.
pyramids in Egypt.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh, it's a tomb," and I was like, "No, it's not." Like something just kept saying, like I've been obsessed with Egypt since I was like 12, and I I remember thinking like every time I looked at it, I was like, "That's not a tomb. Like something about it's not right." But I'm 12, you know what I mean? What do I
Mm-hmm.
know? And
Right.
obviously, you've got like all of these archaeologists who are digging this up for their job, so they out clearly know more than I do. But it was like stuff like that where it's like now it's coming out and I'm just like, yeah, I freaking knew that. Like it's an energy center. How did they get that? Yeah, there was water back in the desert back then, but also the hieroglyphs of like what's depicted, like Toph. I don't Someone's got to call that Greek guy from Ancient Aliens who does all of the videos and he's like, it's aliens. I'm telling you, it's aliens. And everyone's like, yeah, whatever. This guy's crazy. And I'm like, no, he's legitimately,
Yeah, I believe it.
yeah, it's all, everything is literally opposite,
And
which,
you're right. There are videos starting to come out.
yeah. And like the Truman Show, the movie, documentary, Hunger Games, documentary. We are literally underneath a dome. Like it is not,
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe we can escape the dome to go to
Mm-mm.
space. I
No,
just don't.
we've never been on the moon.
No,
I don't even think. Do you think the moon exists?
I do, but I don't think it's what we think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that different theories of it being a satellite. I've heard that it reflects the image that, yes.
That's why. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yep. But then there's the whole like energetic pull of the tide during the full moons, and we're made of water, so that makes all of our stuff get kind of sloshed about, which is why people are crazy during the full moon. And yeah, there's all sorts of correlations, but yeah, my whole thing with all of it, once I got through like my anger where I was just like a same kind of question, like what is the freaking point of us being here? You know what I mean? Like to run a rat race, like we're literally operating on one giant computer system called Earth.
Yep.
You know, and all of our cities are like batteries. If you like zoom out, it looks like a freaking board that goes like in a computer. It all it's all binary code. I was like, I don't know, I felt insane. And then I got angry because I was like, fuck everyone that told us it was this way.
Yeah.
And the construct and the societal construct. And then, you know, religion taking part in that. And
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, we've all been sold a lie, one big giant fabricated lie. And so my digging for the truth came about. And then I wanted to go back to like tribal ancestral stuff. Like, what did my ancestors do? What herbs did they use to heal? What?
Your ancestors are apes. You know that? Yeah, that didn't happen.
No. Oh.
Yeah, so and going back to how a spiritual awakening is actually fucking terrifying because of all these things, you know,
Oh
we're
my
sitting here
God.
laughing about it and it's fun, but when you start to realize that like, oh, all these sports that we watch are rigged. They already know who's gonna like. Who cares about sports now? I used to be a huge. I'm wearing a sports shirt, but I'm just like, I. What's the point of watching it? Like they already have everything
Right.
decided.
Exactly.
Like why do
It's
I
so,
why do I care? Like why do I pay taxes? What are they gonna do?
yeah.
What are you
I
gonna do? But then you start seeing family different. You start seeing friends different. It can ruin relationships because you see
oh
you
yeah.
differently now, and it's work. It can screw up work because then you don't. You're just like, well, I'm wasting my time here.
Yeah. There's no real purpose anymore.
Yeah,
We were just like, what is the
unless you find that purpose, like you and I did.
yes. And that, but I think it takes that spiritual awakening to do
You
that
have to do that. Yeah. Yep.
because you have to, not to say that people who care about what they do aren't valid in their ways, but it's just like when you're coming out of that, you're starting to ask questions. I remember like my dad instilled this in me since the beginning, like always ask questions. But then every time I did ask questions, like at school or at work, it was like, well, that's just what we do. And I'm like,
Mm.
but why?
Yeah. Mm.
Like, or that's just how it is, but why? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, I remember specifically in elementary school getting the globe laid out on a flat piece of paper and like having to label all the continents. And I remember there was something I like didn't get it correct because I was like, this doesn't connect. This is
This
flat.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And they were like, well, you put it all together, it all connects. And I was like, no,
Yeah. Like, no, no, it doesn't.
but you failed that in school, but it's because that's how that's been constructed. So it's like
Yeah.
looking back on those moments where I was just like, holy shit, like instinctually, I knew that was wrong, but told that it's correct.
Yeah. And basically, a school is where they sent you to get you brainwashed into believing something.
Oh, completely.
History, those history books, who even knows if half of that's even right?
Now, well, the people that won are the ones that wrote it. So obviously the ones that won the wars are the good guys. You know what I mean? Like, sure.
Weird.
Like, oh,
Weird.
the settlers came over and educated the Native Americans. Like, are you for fucking real?
I,
They're the ones that
I'm
taught you
asking
how to
that
stay
question.
alive.
I'm asking that question about everything every day.
Oh my God.
It actually kind of once you kind of get over that anger. I mean, I still get angry, but like once you kind of get over, okay, this is how my life is now. It starts to kind of just become fun.
Oh, it's hilarious to me.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh my God.
I actually love living here now.
Yeah,
I don't see the purpose of like this whole place, but I'm having fun now.
I think so. Do you ever follow? She has since passed, but there's an account that still posts her videos. But it was this like older woman named Dolores Cannon.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. The cancer woman.
I
Well,
think
she talks about how to like cure cancer and shit.
she talks about like the waves of people being born at specific times on this planet, and honestly, based off of everything that she has said, I'm like, this actually makes sense. Because you heard of like star seeds, indigo children, Pleiadians, like I
No, those are new terms to me.
Ooh. Okay. So essentially, like we have millennials and Gen Z and all of that stuff. Those are our terms, but essentially we have different waves of people that get, if you believe in reincarnation, that you are born during specific times in history or in the world to have a specific purpose. And I think my spiritual awakening happened during COVID. So not only was I isolated and locked down because my job was not essential, I was unraveling my entire life.
Mine started in COVID, but I feel like the last couple years, because during COVID I did a lot of meditating. I would like wake up every morning,
Good.
meditate, light an incense, and I even had a singing bowl too. I hit it before I started, and
Ah,
I did the
that's
whole thing. I did the whole
amazing.
thing, and so I was I went vegan. I did the whole. I was studying Buddhism and did the whole
Oh,
thing, and I'm still that's mostly me still. Um,
yeah.
but I didn't really start like the matrix side of it later. I felt like I needed to find that spiritual part first and like be
For sure.
open to different thoughts and ideas. And
Yes.
then as the years have gone on, I'm like, oh, okay, okay, I see what's happening.
Really? Ah, all right. Yeah. Yeah. It's wild to think about, but it actually kind of makes sense based off of like at least the transgression in my life, the way that I've seen it play out, where I'm just like, okay, I know I'm here to like help people through their awakening process.
Do you think you're a chosen one, Jess?
I don't like that term.
Oh, you don't like that term.
No, that makes me feel weird.
It is weird. It's a weird feeling because you don't want to see yourself as that, you know?
Yeah,
But when people start talking about chosen ones' paths, I'm like, well, I feel like I relate to a lot of this shit, so
for sure.
I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
terminology is what takes me out. But yes, I definitely think that there's a reason I woke up at the time that I did.
Me too.
Um,
We woke up at the same time.
we did. That's freaking wild.
It is.
But yeah, and I think too, like going through our spiritual awakenings during that time, that's fucking warrior energy. Like I was, and I'm such a rebellious person. I've been that way since I was a kid. You can ask my poor parents who had to deal with me when I was unraveling that. But that's why I created the Rebel Sanctuary because I was like, this is for people who, I mean, not to say like go to therapy if you want to go to therapy. I'm definitely saying, not saying don't do that. But it's just an I hold space in another way where if it feels weird to go to therapy and you just need some random ass person to like cry in front of, I've got you. If you need to know like what I went through and how I came out of it, what practices I did, what tools I used, because I'm all up in the Palo Santo and the incense and the sound bowls and meditation and breath work and grounding. Like I fucking hug trees. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me anymore.
Tree hugger.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
But think
so
about that time too in history with music, especially during like Woodstock and the quote unquote hippie days. What were they doing? They were running around barefoot. They were grounding. They were hugging trees. They were using plant medicine. They were outside.
they were smoking weed,
Yes,
which
they were
actually to me is a very spiritual process.
very. I
Yeah.
can obviously abuse it, but yeah,
Sure.
it's
I feel like I am a different person when I like smoke or take an edible. And I don't use it for like well, how am I trying to word that? I'm not I use it for spiritual purposes. I really do.
yeah. I
And
think that's
I feel like yeah, my mind is just so much more open to all that kind of stuff.
and that is where there was such that like hatred for that those people during that time because they were free. They were mentally free.
Yeah.
They were out of the matrix. They were not conforming. They were not bending. And then I think we got so far against that that we're finally hitting another wave. It just kind of looks different
Mm,
now.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've had profound experiences that have literally changed my life through 5-MeO, DMT. I've done an ayahuasca ceremony. Um, there's plant medicines that are available to help. Obviously, you can use them and say like I'm healing for however long, but I think if you're being smart about it and using it when you feel like it's the time to do so, like it changes your life.
Mhm.
And you meet people in those moments where, like, I sat in the room with 9 other strangers. And not only was I having my experience, but I was also holding space for them at the same time. And there were moments where I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
Mm.
But I had to like use breath work and talk myself through it. But it's just like knowing that those tools are available and how to access them and use them in a smart way. There's it all ends up beautiful.
Mm.
And that's when you can look at like back at where you've been. You know what I mean? And appreciating, like you said, like you're glad that that breakdown and that spiritual awakening happened. I'm the same. Do I wish that upon my worst enemy? Absolutely not. It was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that it
Nice.
happened. Yeah.
So going back a little bit, because
Yeah.
I feel like we can be here all day with
For
some of this
sure.
stuff.
Now that we're spiritual awakening twins, I feel like
Now we can have a real conversation without having to tiptoe around things.
yeah.
So you talk about breath work, and I one of the things I think is really cool is that you have videos on your page with metal music and
Yeah.
breathing techniques through metal music. Explain that. Like, how did that start, and how is that going for you?
Yeah. So I realized it's kind of one of those like downloads that hit where I was just like, oh my God. Like it just kind of like smacks you in the face. And I'm like, why have I not thought about this before? Like,
Yeah.
like how many times have thrown metal on because you're like pissed off or frustrated or, you just need to like express in some form or fashion. And sometimes it's been like, it gets me amped up and I'm like, yeah, I can freaking conquer the world. I'm going to go run 10 miles. You know what I mean? And at other times I'm like, I need to just cry. I need to let this build inside me and then cry. And then it was like breathing through it. And I used to do gymnastics and dance. And so a lot of it was on counts. Like you had to hit certain counts.
You have quite a resume.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I gotta go ahead.
That I will not deny. But it got to where I was just like, this is kind of like, obviously there's 4 counts, 8 counts, all sorts of stuff. And then within music, and then when I learned breathing techniques, it's the same way. So some of them is like 4, 7, 8, 5, 5, 5.5 to 5.5, and then 4, 4, 4, 4. So I was like, this is interesting. I wonder if I can start lining these up with songs that are already created. And I can kind of find out what their count process was during the creation of their song. And so
Interesting. I like that.
thank you. So then my boyfriend who's like I said is in the industry, he plays guitar, drums and bass. And I was like, "Hey, I want to create this heavy metal breathwork track." And I was like, "This is what I'm looking for. I want it attuned to the sacral chakra, which is your creativity.
Mm.
And I want that to feel expressed while this is happening. I don't want it to be, there's a time for like songbirds and sound bowls and all of that. And I love and appreciate that. But then you also need the buildup of a metal song and then the come down from it.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I can apply some of the techniques that I've learned to build that energy up, kind of dip it a little bit and have them re-grab it and then decompress from it, have an emotional release, scream if you need to, cry. Sometimes people have shaking, like their trauma is releasing through their body, yawning happen. So he wrote 3 different versions. I do them in person on one right now, just because it's a lot of energy to hold and I don't want to do too many people at once.
Yeah.
But it's incredible. So heavy riffs, double bass, we run, depending on the track that I use from the 3 that he created, there might be like 4 or 5 different techniques involved. But just to kind of give people in the process of thinking about how their favorite song that they listen to, could be used as a breathwork tool, like in their car when they're driving home. Like where I was like, I'm just gonna start doing clips like this and just see how people are feeling about it.
Your
And
and your clips are doing pretty well.
yeah, the Lincoln Park one blew the fuck up.
Yeah, and that when you were talking about giving up earlier, that's the one that you do the breath work with, right? Real one.
There's only two that I've done so far, or three of them I think that I've done so far. But that one I did the silent scream, that 17-second
Yeah.
hold.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yep. Yep. And then you did an I Prevail one recently.
yes, yeah,
Yeah. I
that
actually did that one.
did you?
I was breathing with you during that was
Hell
dead.
yeah.
Was that dead weight? Can't
It
remember what song it
was.
was.
Oh my God,
Come and get it.
no. Shoot, as soon as you say it, I'm gonna.
Hmm.
What the hell? Choke. That's what it was. Choke.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was
Yeah.
stroke. Yeah, I had fun with that
That
one.
I was like channeling. I recently had, which I also did a video on, but I recently had someone who was supposed to be a friend say like, "Oh, you're not actually in the music industry, right?" Like, for real?
Outs.
And so I was like, "That's like really shitty to say." So that video was like to them. I was
Good.
like, "Hey, you can choke. Next time you say my
Yeah.
name, you can choke."
Absolutely.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my frustration and anger, help someone else learn how to breathe through their frustration and anger in a song about frustration and anger. So I was like, I want this to be very intentional.
Yeah. What kind of feedback are you getting from your kind of work that you're doing?
So it's all because I have such a dynamic spread. It kind of just depends. But the Linkin Park video, I had a lot of comments in there. Like, one person said that they had been dealing with a cancer diagnosis for like years, and that was out during that video was like the first time they had felt relief in 3 years. And I was like, oh
Wow.
well. And then other people were like, why did I just start crying? Or why did I just start yawning? Or my body just started shaking. And I'm like, this is awesome. Like you're releasing trapped emotions, trapped trauma. Like you're giving your body permission to expel this.
I also think it's a little bit of you too. I think you have a healing energy to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I think a lot of people can say these things, but like if you don't feel it in the
Yeah.
person, like it's like somebody can tell them the same things and breathe the same way. They tell them exactly what you're doing, but it's
Yeah.
like I think it's not what you're doing, it's who's doing it.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And that when I taught my students back in Ohio, I told them that exact same thing. Like, you all could do the exact same. Like, I don't believe in gatekeeping when it comes to like learning techniques and stuff like that. I'm like, you you're all going to be expressing it differently. Your touch is different, your presence is different, how you show up is different. Um, the tone in your voice is different. So the people that are meant to come to you for you to hold space for are meant for you. They resonate with you. So just because like maybe a client comes to me and they're like, I don't really like her, I want to go to her. I can't get mad about that because it's not something I did.
Hmm.
It I don't connect with them. Like I don't connect with people who typically watch reality TV because I want to talk about conspiracy theory. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
I want real calm. I'm not gonna sit here and do
Yeah.
weather today. Like I can't do it, you know? I want to dive in. Like, what was the first traumatic thing that happened to you? Let's talk.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what I do all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about your most worst times and let's talk about it.
Yes.
I feel
Yeah.
like I do that too often. Maybe I should chill. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's a thirst for like connection on an actual level and not that like surface.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I've made like the most friends so quickly doing this. Cause like once you can have a real conversation with someone, you're like, oh, they're we're homies now.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like an interview. Like this is like a friendship now. It's weird.
Absolutely.
I didn't really get that at first. I was like, oh, these people are just really cool. But then someone told me that. I was like, oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. And especially in the music industry, I feel like, because it's such a small world that like once you connect with someone, like I've watched artists, like artists of one band and artists of another band, like literally nerding out over music over their computers, and then they're just like best friends the next, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
20 minutes of like, hey, what tone did you use on that? Or hey, what pedal was that? And just like, oh yeah, hey, thanks, man. And then they're like,
Yeah.
cool. And then boom, best friends. Like,
Best friends. Best friends for life.
yes.
They're getting matching BFFs tattoos and everything. It's the whole thing.
Yes. Yes. I
Um,
love it.
how about when you're like when you're on like if you're backstage at a show or something, or if you have a private room when you're actually doing it in person like that?
Yeah.
What's the feedback been from that? From like the rock stars and like those kind of people that you've done this for?
Oh, amazing. I literally get, I've, it's when I'm just like, I can't accept too many compliments. Like, it's like, this feels weird for me. You know what I mean? Like, they're so grateful and gracious. And, but again, too, is like, you make that connection with someone where, like, I might be a fan of their music, but I'm not going to fangirl when they're at a vulnerable spot where I'm like literally touching their face or their head, or I'm like, hey, how are you feeling? And they're again just like divulging personal things that they're going through. You have to be able to have that level of trust. And I take that very seriously. And it's a huge, huge honor. Because I'm not going to kiss and tell. It's not my place. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
the feedback from them is like, thank you so much, literally just for being here. Like, I might only be able to work on them for like 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes each, but I showed up for them.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
especially like artists and crews, like most people don't know what they go through. Like, oh, they're living the rock star life and they get to be on a tour bus and all of that, but you don't see the missed flights or scrambling to have to then take a car to get to the show, to not sleep, to go straight into another 18-hour
The
shift.
body aches, the terrible
Yeah.
diets, the no sleeping, the
Yeah.
irritability with your band,
Yes, and they show
all
up.
of it.
They're not grumpy. They're showing gratitude for being there. Like not once have I met someone who's been an ass. You know what I mean? Or like bah humbug the whole time,
Hmm.
even though they probably should be feeling that way.
Sure. Yeah.
I've had guys who are, I had a drummer one time who was like, yeah, they were in a van and he was like sleeping on the floor over the wheel well. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
roughing it to get to the next venue. So his like neck and shoulders are all jacked up, and now he's got to go play like an hour and a half set. And
One person I do want to call out because I'm pretty sure we're mutuals with him, and that's Rock Doc.
yeah, I
who
love Chris.
who who goes and who's a chiropractor for all the rock stars. If let's say their back's hurting, who'll go in
Yeah,
there and crack your back for you. How about
yeah,
that? Giving massages and everything.
yeah, yeah. We
Ugh.
partnered up. I think it's been like 2 years now, a little over 2 years. Um, Jose got me in contact with him. He's like, you should reach out to Chris, like, and see if he's looking for, like an esthetician. And I was like, all right. So I hopped on a call with him and he was like, hell yeah, let's do this. So we've worked a couple shows together and
Very cool.
yeah, he's awesome.
I th- I think that's how you and I connected. I think he had recommended you or something like that. Do you remember
Uh,
if that's how that worked?
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't remember either. I just know
And no.
after I did his episode, because I was same thing. I was like, dude, I'm fascinated by what you do. Like, this is so
Oh,
cool.
thank
Tell me all the things. And I feel like once I like, because that was a site I've never known about, and I just found it like, oh, it's so cool. Tell me all about it.
yeah.
And it led me down like this like going through like his, I know it's gonna sound creepy, but I was like going through like people he follows, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, I wonder if there's any like other unique things that I can find. And I'm pretty sure that's where I found you.
That's cool.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure because that episode did really well. And I was like, this is the kind of shit people want to hear too.
Yeah, there's so many there's such a need for like I don't even want to call it self-care because that's got such a like luxury term to it now or tone
Yeah.
to it now, but it's
Yeah.
literally like the basics. Like
Yeah.
the guys that are headbanging and literally whipping their bodies around on stage need a freaking adjustment. You know what I mean? Like that should be like basic self-care. The massages should be happening. The haircuts should be happening. Like all of that should be happening
Right.
backstage
Right.
at least once a week on a 6-week tour. You know what I mean? Like that should be bare minimum. So, but it's cool to like find the people because I know like a two barbers, a hairstylist who's one of my friends as well, and then Chris, the chiropractor, two other chiropractors I've met through him, and his sister who cuts hair. Like we all found each other. We were all collectively just like, who takes care of the artists?
Yeah.
You know? And then we all just start linking up and we're like, oh, sick. Like, you're already doing that. You're already doing that. And then,
Yeah.
so now we just kind of like, hey, do you have an in for this show? Or reach out and see if they need hair or, you know, massage or sound healing or whatever. So it's been really cool.
It seems like there's a weird thing going on where like certain people are finding each other.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I felt a really good energy with Chris.
Yeah.
Do you know Chris YU? He's a guitar bass tech for Five Finger Death Punch. I feel like he knows everybody. I don't know if you know that name or
Ooh,
not.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, he is one of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm just like, dude, this guy is just he's amazing. I just yeah, I feel like recently I've just had so many guests on where I'm just like I get chills because I'm like
Yep.
we're the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't really know of any really empaths in my life before, you know, actually sitting down and talking to people, which is something not a lot of people do. So maybe we start talking to each other more, maybe we'll like each other a little bit more.
I completely agree. It's such a like lost art form now.
It is. It is.
That's where I'm like, I hate the question of like when you go to like cash out at a store, right? And you're like, "Hi, how are you? Good, how are you?"
Yeah.
And then you're
Yeah.
just like,
I can't do that anymore. I never ask anybody how they're doing because I don't want them to. I mean, unless I genuinely like not making small talk, like it's just
"Yeah,
it's an awkward situation for me.
it is."
Yeah, it's awkward.
But I do like I know because I was in the restaurant industry for 8 years, and always hated that when I would like read a table and I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" And they're like, "Diet Coke," and I'm like, "That's not the question I asked." You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if I do ask someone, I wait for their response. And they're like, it's okay, or yeah, it's good. I'm like, good. Like I like try to like reaffirm like this is a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like let's not forget how to actually like communicate with each other. And if
You
you're not
also have to remember, Jess, that there are
like these
NPTs out there, and that's probably who that was at your table. Just an NPC. That's all it was.
1,000%.
That's
Yeah.
all it was.
Oh my God.
Um,
Have you heard that statistic? I think it's like 80% of people are like NPCs and don't have actual soul.
I've heard something like that. I don't know if it was that number, but I definitely and that's why I said it. I'm just like, there's so many of them.
That was one of the ways that I was able to kind of be like, oh, who fucking cares?
Yeah,
You know
who
what I mean?
cares?
Like, who
Why
cares?
if I care so much with these people without souls think
Yes,
of me?
exactly.
But they're here to do that to us.
Exactly. Everyone's like they're like mirrors. They reflect it back to you. And if you're like, ooh, I don't like that, and you're like, what part about that don't you like? Because
Yeah.
that's reflecting inside of you.
Why don't you like that?
Uh-huh.
Always
Yeah.
asking why.
Yeah.
So what's the future of everything you got coming up? Do you want like are you doing this full time right now? Like what's your kind of career like work like
Yeah.
look like with this? Is it full time or
It is full time.
Awesome. Okay.
And I'm transitioning some of it to be virtual so that it's not specifically just for Nashville. And then but I do like I work on, making sure my schedule is stacked with as many shows as possible so that I can get out to the artists when I can. But I do work for people in their homes. So I come to you, or you want to go to a park, or, you know, do it online. I can assist. So yeah, I full tour would be amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to
Yeah.
do that.
If you
Um,
can choose one band to go on tour with to do this, who would it be?
oh, nothing more.
Okay. Oh, you love that band.
I love them. Yeah.
Cool.
They are, and they're such advocates for mental health as well. And they talk
You
about
know,
a
I'm
lot
not
of
too familiar with them, to be honest
really.
with you. Yeah, I've never really given them a chance, not because of for any like reason. I just haven't. I haven't really listened to them.
Yeah. Yeah, there I'll send you some songs to get to
Okay.
start.
Okay, yeah. I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they Mark, the guitar player, he talks a lot about it's a soft spot for him as far as like talking about the importance of mental health and like working through your emotions.
He would be a great interview, probably.
It would be a great interview. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
And their music, like that song I'll Be Okay. There's songs about another one called Tunnels. Just in like those dark tunnels that you're in during life. And
Mm.
yeah, oh my God, there's so many songs. Like we'll probably just send you their whole discography, but
So is that kind of the goal of all this is to kind of just keep doing this, kind of as long as you can and see what opportunities come up and not
yeah,
put too much pressure on overthinking things just as they come. Hey, if it sounds fun, let me do it. If it makes sense,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
do it.
I definitely want to get to eventually hosting these like in venues, like doing my heavy metal breathwork class like in a music venue. So like renting out the space
Oh.
and then actually having a big class, and like we instead of like a yoga studio, it'd be in a music studio or music venue. That would be sick. That's what the
And
goals I'm working toward.
would that be for musicians or kind of just like an open thing that people can come and do for like in a cool spot?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be for both. Because obviously if I'm working with someone individually, like one-on-one, I can go back to back to back. And I usually do that. Obviously, when I work a show, it'll be, 30-minute interval times, and I'm seeing between like 6 to 12 people um per show. So again, I try to get to them as I can, but if there's for like a group class like that, the heavy metal breathwork would be awesome.
I wonder, and I'm sure you've looked into this, maybe.
Yeah.
I hope you have. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But like at like having a booth at a festival. Like for
Yeah.
example, just say Warp Tour. It's like, oh, the ritual booths over there. And like you
Yeah.
have this whole like setup and maybe you
Yep.
have like a tent when you have things closed for privacy and like do this thing. Like have
Yeah.
you done that yet? Or have you ever looked into that?
Not
Or
yet. It's been more backstage, and kind of like behind closed doors.
like being a
But
vendor, being like an awesome
yeah.
vendor at a music festival, like having your like flyer, like having your logo on the flyer and shit. But
Yeah.
like you do that, but you also like have
Oh, hell
ceremonies
yeah.
and your that could be really cool.
There's a lot of really cool uh vendors that I've seen, like To Write Love on Her Arms.
Yeah,
A lot of like,
I just do a festival and all the funds went to them. I love them very
oh, did
much.
you?
Yeah, they've actually been on the podcast. Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. I
Mark
love them.
from Nothing More talks about them a lot as well.
Cool.
Huge advocate for them.
Yeah.
Um,
And they
yeah,
had boots at all the festivals and stuff too. Yeah.
they do. Yeah. Every time I see them there, I'm like, yes, okay, we're talking about this, and it's more of a presence. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely on the list.
Like getting
Definitely on the list.
sponsorships and like just getting your logo and name on fucking anything you can.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, it's been a lot of through the grapevine behind closed doors that I
Sure.
can't really like disclose because of privacy. But um yeah, definitely. I think for next year that will probably be more applicable to where I start stepping more out into that. Festivals are
Yeah.
hard, but I think as far as backstage goes, but I feel like having a tent like that or a booth would be
Yeah.
very beneficial. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh
even
yeah.
try it out at like a local show. Just like there's a
Yeah.
million places that you can try to set this up in Nashville. A million places you can go
A
to.
million. Yes.
So I maybe try it out a show out there. Maybe it's
Yeah.
like find a band you like. Hey, do you mind if I set up a little something next to your merch booth or whatever? Like
Oh,
I
hell
won't
yeah.
take up much space. I just want to see what the response is.
Yeah. Yep. I've got a few. I could definitely hit up for that.
Then you start creating merch. And then
Oh,
you
merch
got
is pretty being worked on. Yep.
see, you're ahead of it. You're ahead of it all. Your
Yeah.
mind's already a million steps ahead. I get
Oh,
it
I
because
can't
that's how
shut
mine
this thing
works
off.
too. No, no,
Yeah.
no. I have. It's funny. The band who I interviewed before you, I was supposed to interview them yesterday at same time, 7 o'clock, New York time, and I didn't sleep at all the night before. Like, and I didn't
Oh
fall
no.
asleep till like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. And then I took a nap and I slept until like 6:30, about a half hour. I was not in the
No.
mindset to do that. To have like a mental health conversation while I'm like halfway there. So
Yeah.
I actually I was just honest with them. I'm like, dude, I didn't get any sleep last night.
Yeah.
I am drained. I cannot give you a good interview. But it's because all night just thinking about all the things I got to get done.
Yes. I literally am so old school. I have paper notebooks everywhere because I just like if it pops in my mind, I write it down so I
Like
can literally.
stuff like these that you just write a bunch of notes in
Yeah.
like
Oh
that.
my God. Yeah. We are from the same cloth, dude.
Literally holding a pen, and all I do throughout interviews is like take notes of what people say so I can like link them
Yeah.
to other things later and just like
That's
remember
so
things.
smart. Yeah.
But
I went home
I
and did
write
that.
them down. I physically write them down so they're right in front of me. Because if I actually write it down, I'll remember it.
Same. It resonates then for me. If I'm like, oh, I'll remember that. I never fucking remember that.
Yeah, yeah. But it also helps me. It's kind of like with my anxiety and shit. Like I do this with the pen too. Like all
Yeah.
throughout the interview, so like it helps with that too.
It gives you a tidbit. Yeah, you can play with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody is interested, especially in the Nashville area and coming to check you out,
Yes.
what would you tell Nashvillians? Where would you send them?
So you can find me on Instagram. It is the Rock and Roll Ritualist. My website is the rockandrollritualist.com. And what else? All my contact info is on the website. So you can always shoot me an email. I have my phone number on there. Just text me. I am readily available whenever you need me.
So for anybody who's not in Nashville and wants to keep up with everything,
Yeah.
what's your Instagram handle so everybody can go and follow you?
Yeah. It's at the Rock and Roll Ritualist.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Well, this was a fun chat. It was
Yes.
a I think you're on to something really cool here.
Thank
It's
you.
very unique too. And
Thank
it's
you
just
very
like
much.
your like line of work and everything you've done and the things you love have ultimately led you here. And I
Yeah.
think that's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me on. This was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. I really hope it brings traction to your page because it's helping people.
Yeah.
And that's
Same for you.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Dude, you're doing a great thing.
Thank you. I'm trying.
Yeah. You're crushing.
Um, well, thank you again for coming on, not only talking about what you do, but also some of your own mental stuff. You know, this stuff is not easy to talk about sometimes. But I
Yeah.
think the more normal it becomes, the more comfortable people are going to be to open up. And especially
Yeah.
in this rock and roll metal space, I think we need just a little bit more of that. So
I think so too. Yes.
Well, I wish nothing more, takes you on tour. I'm going to post this clip and tag them in it, and hopefully get you guys connected there. And you're on tour ASAP.
Yeah.
Do it, nothing more. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Yeah, thank you again. And it was so fun talking to you and meeting you. And I hope one day we get to do this in person. And when you do move to virtual stuff, let me know. I'd love to check it out.
Oh, dude, it's already live. You let me know when.
I thought you said you were going to do that. You're already doing the virtual thing.
Oh yeah, virtual stuff's already. Yeah.
Well, then I gotta go check out the website you just gave us so I can see all the things you do.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go to the website. Okay. So
I love that. That's awesome. Yeah. Hey,
Hell
you kind of want to talk conspiracy theory too? Let me know.
yeah, absolutely.